Hey plant lovers! This is Julia.
And this is Ida.
And today we're going to be sharing our top 5 easy, low maintenance houseplants for beginners.
So we're really excited to share this video with you because these are the plants that we started with when we were beginners, and we think they're just fantastic plants to have. And if you're a newbie looking to green up your space for the first time, or you're just looking for ideas of what other plants you can get, then we'll be sharing some care tips as well. So just keep watching this video.
Our first plant is the pothos
And the philodendron. We're kind of cheating a little bit because originally we were going to only do 5 plants, and that was just going to be the pothos, but then I thought, you know, why not include the philodendron because it's almost the same plant, the vining version anyway, and that's what we have here. They have a lot of the same care requirements, so to me, you can kind of go either way with these.
The one I have here is the Marble Queen. What I like about them is that there's so many different varieties. There's like the Snow Queen, Jade,
Oh, the Mandula. That's another one we're looking for. And the golden one.
Golden Pothos, yes. That's like your first plant, right?
Yeah, that's my first plant, pretty much I think ever, and oldest plant as well in my collection.
So these are great in low light, medium light conditions, but indirect lighting is best because you don't want the direct sun to just beat on them.
And same thing for the philodendron, and same sun and soil requirements. For the soil, we just use a regular organic potting soil, and then we amend it with perlite. Another thing you can do with them is you can grow them on moss poles, and that will help mimic their kind of natural habits. Since they're vining climbing plants, they like to climb on other plants or trees and things like that, and in their natural habitat they can actually get leaves as big as our faces.
Yeah.
And they develop splits in their leaves, kind of like monster deliciosa plants. But otherwise in your home, they just kind of stay the size, like 3 to 4 inches big in leaf size.
I noticed that you started to propagate some.
Yes, I did. So I have one of the varieties, Philodendron Silver Streak here, and I put this in water like maybe a week ago, and basically what you do is you cut the vines at the nodes and then you just stick them in water, or you can also stick them in dirt. Like I've done that before and they grow just fine. They'll start rooting at the nodes, and
it's already rooted.
Yeah, exactly. So with the philodendron or pothos, you can also just keep it in water, but I'm gonna eventually pot it.
Next up is the ZZ plant,
also known as Zamiococcus, but you can just call it the ZZ plant.
Yes. This one right here is the green one, and I know there's also a dark, like black one. That's really awesome.
Yeah, that we don't have yet. But this plant, you can literally leave it alone for like a month and forget to water it too, and it'll be just fine. The way you can tell that it's being overwatered is if the leaves start to turn yellow. So that's the ZZ plant. All right, our next favorite easy house plant is the Sansevieria, also known as snake plant, and more commonly known as mother-in-law's tongue, but I don't call it that. Do you?
No. I just say snake plant.
Me too. This one is really tall. I think this is maybe 3 feet, maybe going on 3.5 feet.
Yeah.
I got really lucky, and I found this in a 6-inch pot, and it was already this big. So, yeah.
Yeah, they can grow in small pots.
Oh, well, also they can just get really tall.
Yes, that too. This one is the Sansevieria cylindrica.
Most of the ones that you'll see are more, I guess, tongue-like. Definitely not like a snake, because I mean this is more snake-like. But they're kind of like flat, planar in shape, and this is just kind of interesting because they're more, as the name implies, cylindrical.
Yeah, and then they also have some that spiral like this. This is the moonshine. But all in all, these ones are, again, great in low to medium light conditions. They don't require a lot of watering.
You don't overwater it, then you'll be good. So kind of like the ZZ plant, just usually I think like once a month is good. I mean, you'll get to know your own plant and how much water it needs, and it can can take a little bit more than that, but you definitely want to make sure your soil is completely dry before you water it.
Yes, do the finger test.
Yes.
And then these ones also shoot new babies.
Known as pups. Oh no,
I already split ropes.
I already broke it, so that wasn't you. I was like moving it, and I was like, oops. And then I was like, no.
Oh no.
But it's okay because
there's another one.
Yeah, there's another one over here. They really reproduce like really readily, so for propagation, you could just let it do its thing. You'll see that it starts having like little baby versions of itself, like coming up from the soil.
I've also done it propagating where you cut the tip.
Oh yeah.
And then you stick that in like pretty moist soil and just check on that every couple days.
Yeah.
And it started to root and it's grown like a foot long now.
And that would be even more efficient because you can take like a whole leaf off, like to the base, and then just divide it like every few inches, and you'll get like so many new plants. So if you're looking for just like a really bulletproof plant, provided you don't overwater it, then snake plant is the plant for you.
Our next plant is
the Dracaena.
Dracaena.
That dwarfs like my little over here. It's actually in my eye. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
I just had to show everyone my giant one I just got.
Yeah, this is beautiful. So this one's the Dracaena marginata. This one's really cool because it has these really kind of like narrow leaves, and it has like these sort of like purpley red margins to them. They have so many different kinds. Like I have one right here that I got from Safeway. It has like this kind of like creamy striping to them that looks like somebody just had like a brush stroke and just like painted them on. But they're so easy.
Yeah, and I think this one is the same.
Yeah, that's another one that I have. This one is actually, it started off as a propagation from my sister. I
actually got mine at grocery outlet.
How much was it?
It was $17.99.
For this height
of
plant that's like almost as tall as us.
So if you have a grocery outlet, you should go check it out.
Holy moly.
As far as the soil for this guy, we tend to like to use just a regular potting mix with an additional amount of perlite for the added drainage. If you kind of overwater it, then the leaves will start to yellow or the tips will start getting kind of brown. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Our last plant is Peperomia.
It's like one of the easiest houseplants to care for, and it's perfect for beginners. This one I'm holding is the Peperomia obtusifolia. It has these round kind of like pepperoni shapes, and they have like this really thick waxy leaf to them, and so does this Peperomia ginny. It's also pretty thick and succulent-like. So whenever like a leaf is kind of like waxy and thick and succulent-like, you know that it will just take a lot less water than most plants because they hold into the plant a lot more. I think I only really water it like every couple weeks or so. You can use like a regular potting mix. You don't even really have to amend it with perlite or anything. For the most part, if you use terracotta pots, then that helps things to kind of like circulate, like air to circulate in between. Terracotta is like clay, so it's very porous, so you kind of get that air exchange in and out, so it helps to kind of like wick away the water from the soil and just help dry it out faster. So even if you do tend to overwater, then it kind of helps to correct that effect. Yeah, that's the Peperomia.
Thanks for watching our top 5 houseplants for beginners. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up.
And if you have any questions or comments for us, please leave it below. You can also find us on Instagram at the.potted.life.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.